Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I have something so fun for us to play with today. So fun. You're going to flip out. It's so fun. Because when I created it, I flipped out. And I figure if it makes me flip out, then it'll make you flip out. In the best sort of way. In the best sort of way. If you're brand new here, if you would like, follow, subscribe, share, comment on the following social media platforms and Corbiere-Scott Design on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I would greatly appreciate that. Remember that all of this content will be moved. It stays here for 30 days here on Facebook, but right after class today, I will move it over to YouTube, and so you will have access to it for as long as YouTube is around. Anyway, good morning, Valerie. How are you this morning? Hey, Valerie, I was going to suggest to you, are there any washi tapes that you would like for me to just bring to you on Saturday, since we'll be meeting each other in person, and anybody else who's going to be there on Saturday morning, where Lindsay and I are having a Saturday in the park with all of our artsy friends in Southern California. And so I was thinking about that. Do you know what I mean? Is there something you'd like me to bring? Think about that and then let me know. Good morning, Patricia. How are you? I am... You know what? I had fiddled around with the whole morning this morning, and so I didn't finish my breakfast, which is just a protein shake. I didn't finish as much water as I normally drink. You know what? I was just piddling around. I can't tell you anything in particular that happened that, that was worth my not getting ready, but just, wandering around. I looked forever and a day. This is so dumb. So we are playing with Anne's artsy washi tapes today, and we are using alcohol inks. And so I needed a pipette. And do you know, I spent a huge amount of time looking for a pipette in all the normal places. And it was in a coffee can. I have these old coffee cans that my brother gave me. He liked old stuff like me. Anyway, it was in an old coffee can, like right beside me. So dumb. Good morning, Sue. How are you this morning? So excited. I'm so excited to share what we're doing today. I do have a couple of other things to talk about, though. In our art journals, we have a page that we dedicated to the Lunar New Year, right? And so I was at the post office, as I am quite often, and I remembered that every year they come out with a Lunar New Year stamp. And so I have a whole sheet of these. So I'm wondering if anyone else created this page, if they would like me to send them some mail, so you'll have this this canceled stamp that you can stick in your art journal. Let me know if that's something you would like to add to your creation. Remember, we add to our art journals all the time. I added this little tag from a tea bag to this page. The only thing that can limit you is believing that you are limited. Become limitless. Come on. And I just thought the purple went so well with this page, and oh, it made me so happy. So just know that, our pages just continue to grow in here. But think about the Year of the Snake stamp. I have, so I glued all of these down. Stop it. I'm so happy with these pages. I see lots more creating like this in our art journal in our future. Here's our highlighter art, and here's one of the woven washi tape strips pieces that's kind of a work in progress. I started to add color to some of the strips with my Copic markers. Copic markers work really well on my washi tape. And then here is the other one that we were working on during last week's class, where I did the woven strips, and then I put some of my wildflowers and one of my sentiments from, okay, I got you, Sue, I got you. One of my sentiments from the Wildflower collection, and then a piece of artsy paper from my friend Debbie Pack. I mounted it on that because I thought it was perfect, because it has that, good morning, Lindsay. It's got gold, let's see, maybe you can see it better there. It's got gold, some gold bits, I should say. Anyway, and I just thought it was a nice compliment to this page that I just painted with gold acrylic paint and grew my page from that. Anyway, so here we go. So this is so funny. I can read the comments on my phone, and I can read my comments on my laptop. But if I want to read them on my laptop, I have to put my glasses on. If I want to read them on my phone, I have to take my glasses off. The dilemma. The dilemma. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? So this is what we're going to create today. You guys. So we are going to take my washi tapes, and we're going to create new fodder that we will have. So I created them on my craft mat, and then I'm storing them on a piece of just wax paper. So here, so I'll tell you what I did, and then we'll work on some together. So these strips here, this was like when I was initially thinking about this technique, this is where I started. So I wanted to use my alcohol inks, we've all got them, right? And paint with them. So this was what I was thinking. So I wanted to mix up some colors, and so I just got one of these little palettes, and I put dots of alcohol inks in here, and then I added 91% isopropyl alcohol to each of them as a blender. But there's also, Ranger has blending solution. Sometimes I use that. Sometimes I just use alcohol. Anyway, so I painted my bits, right? I painted the flowers that I wanted to paint and let that dry, and then I played with, like, once it was completely dry, then I added some gel pen work. You can see that there. And then on this one, I added some foiling. Shut up. Look at that. And how cool is this gonna look on a card, on a art journal page, right? So then I played with more techniques. So this one, so these I wiped down with just an alcohol prep pad. I have a giant box of these, right? Because I use them for everything. So anyway, I wiped that down first, and then I painted with my alcohol inks. Then, for this one, I did not prep my washi tape because I knew it was going to kind of create this grungy, kind of distressy vibe where it's going to kind of pull away at places. And for this one, I just painted kind of washy, no pun intended, like watery washy chunks of color, right? Good morning, Vic. How are you? And then for, let's see, what other one? Okay, so this one, I did a couple of different techniques on one strip. So I kind of did the washi version of applying color, right? I did some blues and purples, and down here I experimented with putting the alcohol ink, the alcohol ink directly onto the washi and moving it around a little bit. And then I splattered with alcohol ink on top of that. Then for this one, the mid-century, for this one, I did a similar technique as this one. I did not prep my page at all. And then, I did not prep my tape at all. And then I started with, I wanted to do some funky color blending. And so I started with just yellow in the center, and then I kind of dabbed some orange around it. And then I did blue as the border color, because those are, they look so pretty together. This tape, I just painted the centers of these flowers. And then once that was dry, I came in with a light colored gel pen and added some mark making. This one I did, I mixed colors on the tape. This one I did prep with the alcohol pad, and then I just mixed like 3 shades of oranges and yellows and that kind of thing. And then I added a little bit of pink. And when I added the pink, I didn't want it to be like really like a blob of pink. I really came in and moved that around with a paintbrush. And so I'll tell you that you need to have paintbrushes that are just kind of dedicated for alcohol. This one I did some similar, so inside of the roses I mixed a few colors, and then I painted the leaves, and then I painted the background with blue, right? Now I'm going to show you what Tessa did. Tessa took my cactus hearts, and she did a couple of techniques. So this one, she did, she watercolored, right? So she always preps her washi tape with the alcohol wipe. So then she prepped that, and then she watercolored and really took some time and filled in her, I will just tell you, Tessa always has a plan when she's creating, always. So she created this one with watercolor and this one with the same technique as me, where she painted with alcohol ink. So she painted them both with their respective mediums, and then she added gel pen. She added both white and black gel pen. I think you can see, like, she added the spines from the cactus hearts, and then she added some black dots. She added white highlights to the cactus hearts, and then she added foil, but she added hers in kind of a more deliberate way. So she used the Deco-Foil liquid adhesive and added dots where the cactus buds are. And she used two different foils. So you'll see that on the alcohol ink version, she used a matte foil. On the watercolor strip, she used a shiny color. As she was creating it, she was feeling like she wanted to, she had colored those like the flower starts on the cactus. She had colored them with a pink watercolor or alcohol ink, and then she wanted the foil to be like another layer, but like that the watercolor or the alcohol ink would show behind it. That didn't really happen because this came out thicker. So I have a couple of so it's, it's just all a great big experiment. So I have my Deco-Foil adhesive pen, and I have my Deco-Foil liquid adhesive, and you can add this in many ways, right? So let's get started. So I'm just going to start on this craft mat. I also have a silicone mat underneath because my craft mats are old as the hills, and so they leak, just so you know. So let's do more of this and this, and this. So I'm going to stick, some strips down. And kind of plan on how I want to add color, what I want to do with, how I want to build these. You know what, I already did 2 of those, so let's do this one instead. These are, well, I did the mosaic one already, but I didn't do the Roy G. Biv, and I didn't do the bigger flowers, so let's play with that idea. Okay, so here's my palette, and I'm going to pick some colors. I have so much of this alcohol ink, and I do have a little swatch in here so I know which colors I want to use. I really like that raspberry. Is that raspberry? Yes. I really like limeade. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Coral. Let's see if we can find that. Watermelon. Ooh, poppy field. That might be fun. I was just telling him, Linz, about let's see, I want a yellow. Is this the sunshine yellow? Yeah, I like that one. So do you see, like, I know this is quite rudimentary, but you get the idea. Okay. So so Linz, do you want to post the details? So I do have Saturday in the Park with Anne and Lindsay. We are meeting at 11 a.m. Newport Beach Civic Center Park and Sculptural Garden. We're meeting around Bunny Henge, and we are, let's see. Oh, bring a chair and your art journal, and we will just play. Okay, so I'm going to prep all of these with my, you know what, maybe I won't prep for them all. I prepped that one, and let's prep this one, but maybe I don't prep my mosaic one. Okay, so I'm thinking for these beauties, let's do poppy fields. So we'll have some like red roses. That'll be pretty. So I just put 3 or 4 drops in there. And then I want to do limeade for my petals. Or excuse me, for my leaves. And you're going to get inky. I'm just going to tell you. The alcohol prep pads do help, but you're never going to. Bye, Sue. Have a great day. Okay. So that's what well, you know what? Let's do yellow for our little dots. Maybe we enhance our background with yellow. That might be pretty. Okay. And now I'm going to take that alcohol and the pipettes that I looked for all morning long. So dumb. So dumb. Okay. And I'm going to add alcohol to each one of these. Right? And like I said, you're going to need some paintbrushes that are dedicated to alcohol work, right? So I have these junky ones that these are just for alcohol work, right? So let's see, this one, let's paint our, so we're gonna mix that up, mix the 2 up. And depending how much alcohol, obviously that's going to give your, that will change the intensity of your color, right? I have gone over a couple of times with a second coat. If you are kind of going for a painterly feel, then you don't have to necessarily stay in the lines. But if you're kind of, if you want it to be more refined, then certainly try to stay in the lines. I have a paper towel at the ready to clean my brush, and then I clean my brush again with alcohol. But I kind of do that like at the tail end. There we go. Oh my gosh, if you would vote for my 4th of July tea towels. I made the final 2. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I had no idea that my designs were even in the running of the top 16. So this has all been this crazy this crazy time. Anyway, so there's certainly other techniques that we can use to grow this technique. There are little things that we could do to expand on it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just showing you the most rudimentary way of applying color, right? I have played with some other ones, so those will be in a future broadcast. So here's one thing I will tell you, that you do need to let it dry completely, and then you need to, so I just take this and I like take that pipette and wash out the color out of my brush with alcohol onto my paper towel as soon as possible. And red is probably the one I should have done last, because red, like in any medium, red is the hardest to move on from, because look at all of that alcohol, and look, I'm still getting red out of my brush. It needs to dry completely before you add your next color, so remember that. Remember that, I have a runny nose this morning. Allergies, I think. We had the doors open for a little tiny bit. So this one, so let it dry completely, and when you can buy another bottle of alcohol. Tammy, this is my bottle of alcohol. Just like your regular alcohol that you have in your medicine cabinet. It doesn't have to be anything. I wouldn't start it if you didn't have alcohol. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to need alcohol to dilute your colors. This one I want to do Roy G. Biv, and so I forgot to add. I have an orange and a blue. Let's see. Which orange did I use yesterday? Sunset orange. Sunshine yellow. I have. Let's see. I used red. So I need a blue and a purple. So I like Wild Plum. Oh, this is Purple Twilight. Let's use that. And for a blue, let's use Sailboat Blue. There we go. I got all of these inks so long ago. I'm going to move those two away so that there's my orange. Here's my Sailboat Blue. And my purple. Okay, wait a second. Is that all of my colors? Did I get everything? Okay, somehow I managed to make it only 6 colors. That's a good thing, because I have 6 holes in that palette. 6 little pots for color. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to take that same... Good morning, Kath. How are you? Okay, so let's just start with red. And let's add a little bit more. Because that red is pretty intense. Is that a little bit more? So we're just going to, like this, right? So I'm just cleaning off as much as possible, coming into my orange. Right. Wipe off as much as I possibly can. Then let's come in with that yellow. And you're going to kind of keep applying till you get kind of what you're feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like the vibe you're kind of going for. Like I know this yellow is lighter, so I want to kind of pay attention so that I have absolutely. Or Tam, you don't have alcohol in your medicine cabinet? Or you can use your prep pads, but it'll take a lot, I think. Do you know what I mean? There we go. Look at how pretty this is. So we don't have an indigo, but that's okay. Right? Mix up our purple. Right, and now let's start with our red all over again. Orange. Yellow. So I am butting them up next to each other, but you could certainly well, here's the thing, Tam, you can absolutely Tam, I just read what you wrote about Dylan. That's funny. You could certainly, after, like, you could play with this and go and get alcohol later, and then you can still clean the ink out of your brushes. But just remember, don't use brushes that you're going to use for watercolor or acrylics, or, do you know what I mean? have these brushes that are dedicated just for this. So I will stick these brushes in that container that has all of my alcohol inks. Right? And then the purple at the very end. Okay, so now I'm just going to let all of those dry. So for this one, first, let's take a drink. Okay, so for this one, let's play with, this is the one that I did not prep, right? So you're going to see the difference. So let's do the same rainbowy colors, but you're going to see it start to kind of pull away. There we go. Orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And you'll start to see as it dries, it starts to just pull away and create these white areas. And oh my gosh, it's just magic to me. I just love that vibe that happens. Right, orange. So if you would, I'm asking one more time for you to vote for my tea towels in the tea towel March Madness contest. If you would, there's that 9:30 phone call every day. Every day. If you would go to Instagram and go to Adorn It's Instagram stories, which is the circle, remember, and vote for my 4th of July tea towel designs, I would greatly appreciate it. More than you know. Oh, I wanted to also say that a couple things. One, we are going to Altadena this weekend, and so I've got my Michael's order for art supplies. If you'll remember, Robin had asked for air dry clay, acrylic paint, and paintbrushes. So that's what I'm getting. I'll know more after I visit if there are, other things that she wants. I don't know how to do the, Tammy, can you put a link to Adorn It's Instagram? Can you do that? I don't know. And then once you're on Adorn It's Instagram, you're going to want to go to their stories, and that's where the poll is to vote. Okay, so one thing that I was thinking about, so this is starting to separate. You're starting to see the little bits, right? But what would happen if I take this pipette and I just, little by little, sprinkle some alcohol on there, right? Let's see what happens. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of let it do its thing. And then in a minute, I will put a paper towel on top of there and see what it pulls away. That's cool, right? And this one, you're starting to see it pull away a little bit also. But what would happen if we sprinkle alcohol? Oh, there we go. There we go. Are you starting to see it? Oh, it's making me so happy. It's making me so happy. So let's get a paper towel. And see what we can see. I'm pressing down on that. Oh my gosh. Right? Thank you, Tam. Click on the circle at the top. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Tam. So this is making me so happy. All those, let's see if I move this, if you can see there. Can you see the alcohol? I just sprinkled it with alcohol, Tam. That is making me so happy. That is making me so happy. So happy that I think I want to do a little bit more. How am I doing on time? Oh, I got lots of time. Like maybe I just want to do a little bit more. Let's do it down here too, see what happens. I don't know. I mean, that's just it. I'm thinking that the more we play with these strips and then we just store them on our wax paper, we're going to have them, right, to use in our art journals or add a little element to our card making, right? We use our washi tape in a million ways, right? So think about ways that we can, look how pretty this paper towel is. All those colors, so pretty. Right? Okay. Oh, that is making me so happy. So I'm going to move these roses to the top of the charts. Right? I'm going to move those way up so they're not near this artsy creation. So now I'm thinking about adding some foil. So in my foil folder, you know I can't waste. So I have them all divided. You see that like each color is divided. But in the very back, I have this thing of all different extra foils, right? So in here, I have, wait a second, where's the, okay, so I have these primas, and these are like, then there's also like some foils that, like it's not all, like it's scraps, because I can't throw anything away. Okay, so here's a couple. I have some silver. You see I used part of it. I have silver, I have gold. I'm really feeling the silver this morning. But I wanted to show you, I also have this, so, and this, you don't need a, for this technique, you absolutely don't need a foiling machine. You can do this just with some adhesive and foil. So you can purchase foil without the, okay, I have this one. This one is called Opal. And this, oh my gosh. This is the one that I used on the flowers. And the, whoa, look what I did, because I didn't roll it back up. this is the one, the opal is the one that I used on here. Can you see it? It's just going to add like some really cool visual interest, which is, you know, what we're all about, right? So these are going to need more adhesive, but that's okay because the artsiness makes up for having to add more adhesive. Okay, so I'm going to flatten those out as best I can, and then I just rolled them up in this wax paper because then it's not going to stick to anything, right? So now I have these for a future creation, and you know those are coming down the pike. Okay, so now I'm going to take my, I'm going to show you a couple different techniques. So, you know, I have my brushes that are dedicated to art, to alcohol stuff. So one of the brushes in here is this, it's kind of a flat, but it's a Crayola, I'm telling you. Right? So here's what so my friend Lauren showed us this technique, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. So I'm going to put some of this adhesive on my craft mat. Oh, I think I didn't even, this is a brand new one. Let's just unscrew it and we'll just pour some on here. And the technique that we're going to do first is called a brush technique. So we're going to take some of this adhesive, and then I'm just going to kind of work it out. And then I'm just going to brush some along the edge. Right? And I'm just, like I said, I'm just doing the edge, right? There we go, all the way along. Oh my gosh, you guys, did you see that I won Beam Paints? Just reached 100,000 followers, which is unbelievable. I can't even imagine having 100,000 followers. Oh, yay, Lori. Oh, awesome. I'm going to the post office today, so I will put it in the mail today. Thank you very much for your order. I promise. The possibilities with this washi tape are endless. There we go, right? And now I'm thinking, let's do the top edge too. And I want it to be, like, I'm not doing a straight line. I want it to be this, just this brushed application. So it's going to be quite kind of, you know, I like that distressy vibe. Right? So I was telling Tessa, I go, you know, the cool thing about this is that, so you, like, this is a project all in its own, right? And then, and you're going to roll those up, and then you can build pages around this, or, you know how we do, we dig through our fodder to find ways to, like, something more to add to a page. Well, this would be the perfect thing to add to a page, right? Okay, so now I have to decide, do I want to add opal to this or silver? But then I'm going to do this one too. So whichever. Yay, Lori, I love that. When is your birthday? I'll add some little extras in your, well, I always add extras when I'm sending out an order. I'm so grateful for the orders, that's for sure. Okay, so now we're going to let that just get tacky. Let's try opal on this one. So your foil has two sides, right? Let's try this side first. Then we peel up. Whoops. I don't know that it's ready yet. Yeah, it's not ready. So let's reapply. Reapply. You kind of want to let it sit a bit. Right? So now on this one, I was thinking, that's so cool. Well, happy birthday. And like I said, I will add a little something in there for you. More like a few little somethings. Okay, everybody take a drink. Oh my gosh, you guys. Last night was a book club and we read the best book. Oh my gosh. If you are looking for a book that is engaging from the beginning all the way to the last page, you need to read The Homecoming by Kate. What's her last name? Kate Morton. Oh my gosh. It was so good. I'm telling you. It was so good. So, I was going to show you while we're waiting for that to dry. So up on this, so let's pull this one down. So we can paint the leaves, but I also wanted to show you that you can just add some gel pen bits and bobs, right? And it's all an experiment, right? You could add some dots. And I like to add like a big dot and then some little dots surrounding. And then somewhere I'm barely touching. I think that gives, that's a much more natural feel. Right? You can add, oh my gosh, it was so good, Lori. You will love it. It was so good. Like, everybody in book club gave it 5 stars. I love book club. I love it. It's one of the best days of my month. I love it. Everybody take a drink. Maybe some protein. Anyway. So just know you can, so just alcohol ink isn't the last step, right? We can add gel pen, we can add foil, and here's the thing, you can add highlights and lowlights with gel pens, but you could also add just like additional color with gel pens, right? So I have these little dots. So let's find a complementary, let's try pink. Let's try this pink, see what happens. And if you hate it, guess what? You can just rip off that part, right? So I'm just going to color in these dots with this pink. See what I think. kind of liking that, right? Lori, we would love to have you join our book club. We would. So there you go, right? So now, let's try. Yeah, still not. It's still not. Oh, I do. Oh, shut it. I am getting some cool iridescent on there. So the opal is quite iridescent. It's not a color, right? I'm just going to get, oh, shut it. And I like to go over it and over it and over it. Because if there's like one little bit of, it's not really showy for a camera, but it's pretty, you guys. Oops. Let's see if you can see it. What if I lift this whole thing? There. Can you see it now? The iridescent edge, which I think is perfect for Roy G. Biv. So let's do the top. Anyway, I like to go over it and over it and over it because, especially with a technique like this, because there might be one little tiny bit of glue that the foil for whatever reason didn't stick to. So we want to make sure that everything is coated as much as possible. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. Let's see if I can feel any tacky bits. There we go. How am I doing on time? Oh, you do? You do, Miss Valerie. It's so fun. It's so fun. It adds so much, just that extra little something, something, right? And now I have this whole pile of adhesive. I can put it back in the bottle. But first, you know what I was thinking? What would happen? I wonder what would happen if I coated this whole... What would happen if I coated this whole strip with adhesive and then that same opal... foil. There's so many colors. And can I tell you something? When I was first, I went to CHA, which is now called NAMTA Creativation, or I don't know, whatever. They've changed the name so many times. Anyway, but back in the day, the first time I got to go under my own name. I had gone to Creativation so many times under other people's names, under companies that I worked for, under stores that I worked for. But the first time, I can't even describe, going under Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs. It was the greatest feeling in the world. Anyway. Lauren on my design team was so all about foils, and I was like, oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. Anyway, but I was like, I'll buy you whatever you want, Lauren, but I'm not really interested in that. You do you. Do you know what I mean? Well, here I am. She brought her foiling machine over one time, and then Tessa and I were hooked. And so... You're welcome. Now, Valerie, you're welcome. Now you're going to have this in your life. And it's kind of the greatest. It's kind of the greatest. You know what? I'm wondering, what if I just foil a piece of washi tape? I have this strip of my wonky color wheels down here. That might be cool. see what happens with that. There we go. Ta-da! Okay. Looks like we are over, as always. So I will continue to work on these. I will post them as the day goes on. And then Thursday, let's create something with some of these. I adore you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging with me. And if you're watching on the replay, be sure to let us know by saying #replay. I adore you all. Thanks so much, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow in Stitch Along with Anne. Bye, everyone.